Music is an art form. It's about sharing human ideas and communicating things with each other, making us feel something, and adding spatial cues to that further strengthens the potential for storytelling. I've created a lot of Dolby Atmos projects over the last 10 years, and they've really changed the way I've approached music production and composition. My name's Max Cooper, and we're going to talk about my Dolby Atmos album, On Being. My music uses traditional electronic genres, science ideas, and visual art. I try to bring those three elements into my projects. In terms of the latest album, On Being, the album came from a collection of quotes that I collected from the public. I asked them, what do you want to express that you feel and you can't in everyday life? So I had each quote to convert to a piece of music. I found visual artists whose work I felt could lend itself to specific quotes. And then my job for the album was, how can I make a piece of art that represents these quotes as a whole, but also how can I turn individual quotes into pieces of music? I had no idea how much honest, visceral, heartfelt things that people would just put out there onto this collection. There's many, many of the specific quotes that really stuck with me. I'd wake up in the night thinking about these things. Richard Berkey, the Atmos engineer, was chatting to me about my ideas behind how I wanted to structure the pieces and what the ethos behind each sort of spatial audio mix would be. And I have this Jackson Pollock print on the wall, these splattered, forms, parallels between the way Pollock approached some of his famous pieces and how I'm trying to approach music. I exist inside this machine as all rigid 90-degree movements and rapid changes and sort of sharp edges. In an Atmos system, those parts can literally move around you. You can be inside the machine, as the quote says. And then my mind is slipping. Again, you've got all these lots of different positions around the room. There's a chord playing, say 4 or 5 notes. Over time, each of those notes plays at a slightly different tempo, so that all the notes slip relative to one another and you get an emergent rhythm. And then for the Atmos mix, we actually put each note in a different position around space. We're tuned in to hearing sounds in space and paying attention to them. They have certain very visceral sort of emotive value attached to positions. If it's somewhere you can't see, it's going to be more scary. Working in Dolby Atmos has definitely helped do justice to the quotes. Listening to the content in that format versus stereo means you'll have a whole extra layer of storytelling that you wouldn't have otherwise. You can deliver narrative and feeling much more directly. Every quote and every piece of music on the album, there's lots of layers to it. How the music was composed, how it was mixed, how the visual commissions were done, how the storytelling was done. They all connect together and they all link to the quotes that I based each piece on. The videos are being graded in Dolby Vision. Projects like that lend themselves extremely well to the format. You can just get a much bigger depth of contrast. Making the album has left an imprint on me. The whole collection of quotes is available as an interactive art piece where you can also upload your own thoughts. That seeds the ongoing installation projects. It gave me a much stronger connection, essentially, to the people that were listening to the music. Rather than starting with all these ideas that I was trying to communicate to an audience, the audience were giving me all their feelings and ideas as the starting point. That was really interesting.